tell me a good vape flavor to try anyway. You
So
love talking about.
that doesn't help then, does it?
I'll withhold the vape flavors.
Do you have a sibling? I thought you were an only child for some reason.
I've got a big brother.
Yeah.
I don't speak about him that much. We're totally opposites.
Is it,
Plus-
is it a touchy subject? Or is
No, we're just 9 years different.
Oh, right.
Oh,
okay.
like me and the younger of my two older brothers.
That's like me and my eldest brother.
Yeah.
Although he's 46.
Well, saying that, so it's 9 years difference between me and Sean, but Sean's brother from his dad's side is I want to say 7 now. So he became a big brother again at 32 or 33.
Jeez.
So
That
that
was like me and my dad's got twins. And they're the same age as Holly.
oh really?
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird. Because, like, Holly is like, oh, they're my cousins. I'm like, technically, they're your uncle and auntie.
No, they're your uncle and auntie. That's literally like what it.
So a story I'll never forget. Now, at the time, I was working as a groundskeeper at the synagogue, not far from where I live, and the rabbi's wife was talking about how when they were living previously to this posting, because essentially she's trained as a teacher, and she was a teaching assistant in one of the American high schools. And at one point, one of the kids came into the class late and said, "Sorry, I'm late, teacher. I was dropping my uncle off at preschool," because both the family was that big that they had 18, not 18, 8 kids from the one generation, and then even more in the lower generation. The parents just hadn't stopped having kids, sort of thing. And yeah, it was crazy.
It's weird, is it? It's just strange. Right, so that's nearly 1:15, and Tony Bob's not here at the moment. So I've messaged him, but no reply yet. I think he's starting his new job, or he started his new job this week or something. He was saying.
No, I don't know.
So
100%, 100% he name drops his girlfriend.
Right, so we'll just start back. So on the last session, you guys had been ambushed from the gentleman, Derid Ursa. What you saying, he'll be right there. And you ended up having a battle with him and his personal guard. And a little bit of back and forth went in between, and you guys defeated them. Yay!
Yay!
After hold on. There we go. I was waiting for somebody else to do it, and then when nobody else done it, I was like, well, fuck you, so I'm gonna do it. During the battle you've seen a transformation in your friend and mentor, whatever you want to call him, Urthanar Ursa, and it appears that in the last week or so he's began turning into a bear. So
As you do.
yes, goody for him.
Yeah.
The battle raged on, and as you defeated Derid Ursa, you then managed to calm. Was it Mouse? Did you do it?
Yeah.
You hit Urthanar with what was it? A
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Oh,
managed to
such a-
stop his transformation and get him to calm down. That was basically all for the last session, wasn't it? Because we'd done a double session over a Wednesday, Thursday, was it?
Yeah, because on the
Wagon, by the way.
Yeah.
it was fantastic. Yeah, on the Wednesday we pretty much had got to the camp. Got to the caravan. Seen that it had been thinned out. Some of us ended up with some cards from a creepy guy who just disappeared. And then we came to the campfire, and then we ended up in the battle, which you've just recapped.
That's that. Yes, you all got cards because of Neva. You know, just asking to get cards.
I know. I can't believe I did that.
I'm only joking. You were going to get them anyway because everybody else has got them, so I wasn't just going to leave you three out. And so, as you guys finished up the last session, you all sort of regrouped a little bit. Mayron ran through the battles and stuff like that, and managed to find you guys. Just to tell you that Twilks and his lot managed to start fending off and helping out and clearing away some of the attackers. As you all now get a few minutes to compose yourselves, you look around and you see a lot of the guards, the remaining guardsmen and things like that, are all keeping themselves, they're all tidying themselves up, dealing with the remainders that are fighting, and also a lot of the Iron Fist that are fleeing. What was that? Tony?
Sorry I'm late.
Nah, no problem, mate.
Sorry guys.
Just doing the recap anyway. That was
Okay.
there's not much of a recap. Yous fought, yous won. There was a giant bear involved.
We came, we saw, we kicked his ass.
Yes. Oh, the bear is one of your own people.
Sorry, Tony. If you don't mind me asking, why were you late?
I may or not have nodded off.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Sean thought you might have been with your girlfriend.
No, she was at
Oh,
work
with my
today.
girlfriend.
Getting down and dirty.
you beat me. You beat me at this one today.
So, as you guys are all still sitting there, cleaning yourselves up, you hear a familiar thudding in the ground coming along, and as you all turn, you see the all too familiar. Where the fuck is his token now? I had it ready and now it's gone. Twilks walking in with his blunderbuss already. Well, fucking hell! What happened here? Oh, where the fuck did all they come from?
Well, the shadows clearly, but we took care of it.
Yeah, they all just appeared from nowhere.
Bloody assholes coming in from the darkness. But we managed to fight them off. That's the main thing.
Dead now.
What was that, sorry?
I think the main fist guy is dead now.
Was it
He-
Bruce that killed him?
It was Mouse, yes. I mean, it was Emrys and Mouse, really, kind of a 1-2 death punch, so to speak.
I don't think I saw it.
I mean, you were hiding in the, well, I say hiding, ducking in and out of the tent over there.
I have still not been hit in battle yet.
Who's that?
No?
Yeah, you got hit from the dragon.
Did we have 4 points of damage
Oh, fuck.
tonight. Well, in the skin.
Oh, sorry. I forgot about that.
Did you? Never realised that.
Yeah.
I mean, Romala, if you want to meet the pointy end, I'm sure we could figure something out.
No, I'm wanting to keep my streak going of not pointy
I'll
end.
stab you.
No, that's the opposite of what I'm wanting.
I mean, the pointy end is still on the offer, and I'm waving my short sword now, just sort of casually waving it about in his general direction.
I'm also kind of waving it towards him, and, like, as I'm right next to him, I'm gonna go, look, it'll hurt for like a few seconds, and then there'll be like
Oh,
a massive
I'm well
release
aware
of
of
pressure.
pain. I'm well aware of pain. That's why I don't want any of it to touch me. I don't like pain. I'm a coward.
Meron sort of turns to you and goes,
I'm fine with that. And I'm absolutely fine with that.
Meron
Surprise.
turns to you, Ramala, and says, "Oh, don't worry, my friend. I've got some healing hands." And just sort of sees that the joke didn't.
See, the weird redhead guy said he'd heal you. So come on, let me stab you just a little.
I
Just a little
mean,
bit.
Wilkes, did you get hurt?
Give me a little perception check, Neva, just to see if you could see anything physically on him.
Oh, a 13.
13. Looking over him, you see that there's little cuts and grazes all on him. Nothing too major. Maybe a little slash, like, on his cheek. But he doesn't seem too bad. Like, he's weirdly clean pressed suit that's... It looks like it could fit even 2 Emresses in it. With his giant, like, hippo frame. Looks pristine. Like, it doesn't even look like that's taken a slice. He just turns out, got nicked a couple of times, but I'm alright. Lyson and Bob, they took a little bit of a hit, but they seem to be quite good as well.
Does anybody need more healing over there? Or are they okay?
I do have potions I can offer to help.
They seem to be alright. There's people wandering about, just healing up and that as well. Some travelling clerics and whatnot.
Well, that's convenient.
Alright.
Thank convenience that they're there.
He looks at Urthanar and just sort of turns to him. Ah, you must be the one in charge then. Urthanar just turns and looks at him and... I am indeed. You must be Mr. Gungson.
I swear you two met earlier. Or did I just get hit on the head? Because
No, the Twilks and what do you call it? Meron didn't come with her.
yeah, sorry, misremembering. I'll fix my notes.
Or at least I don't think they did they?
They
Is-
might have, because I
Yeah, I think they
remember
did.
having...
Twilk's moving his caravan closer because he'd spoken to him, I swear.
I was going to shout to them to come back and help fight.
Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Hmm.
they leave together, yeah.
Sorry
Wow.
to break the illusion.
Oh, cheers, Tommy, for
So when
using logic and
I mean, note taking.
yes. Imagine that. Showing up my note taking. Oh God. So-
Good, so good.
He turns back to him and says, We've already met each other. Oh, sorry, so we did. I totally forgot that.
Gifts look alike.
Yeah. All
Slightly racist, but
you non-hippos look alike to me.
again,
get
slightly racist.
I actually get what you mean. Actually,
I mean, to be fair, if I didn't speak Dwarvish, Ramallah would probably think I'm a blob.
I mean, you know, you've got lady parts. I kind of think you're a blob anyway.
I can switch that up for you if you like.
Actually, maybe, but nah, I don't know. You're too femboy for me. I like big Emerus types.
That's fair. Do you go for the
Although-
chiseled look?
Although I have gone off.
And
the
at the same time, I kind of nudge Mayron slightly.
He just sort of nuzzles himself away, hair down a little bit, and I think I'm going to go help Layson and Bob. Apologies. And he just sort of wanders off.
Here, Moose. You could go help him if you wanted.
Mouse just seems to be ignoring you.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say mouse.
He said moose.
Oh, he said moose.
There's a moose
trying to go-
loose about this moose.
Yeah, he's trying to go very Scottish now for some reason.
He always calls her Moose.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, I will follow behind him to see if anybody needs anything.
Oh, Mouse is
See-
gonna get laid.
See you in a bit, mouse. Don't play too hard.
I just telepathically, as she's walking away, I telepathically just say in her head, "You owe me one now."
I look back and stick my tongue out at him.
Aye, fair enough.
So, as the lovebirds walk away now, actually I'll put them back. I'll put them back in just so that we'll say that user. I'll put these in the GM later, because fucking about all this all the time is just annoying. As you guys are walking away, sort of Twilks and Urthanar start chatting away to each other. Captain Astrid turns. Is everybody else all right? Not too banged up, I hope.
No, just a scratch from that first person, but they didn't last long, did they?
Good. Well, we didn't get a chance to finish our meals. I take it everybody will be feeling a little bit famished. I'm going to go get something as well.
I'm fucking starving.
Sorry, what was that, Neva?
Did you get the horn?
Get the heart.
Well,
Whoa!
Oh.
Don't ask a global that question.
I was just like,
Neva,
everybody turns to you and looks. That's a bit personal, Neva.
She goes pinking the cheeks away a bit and says, "You know, the bear one."
Whoa!
Yes,
I was.
I think Abigail picked. No, Emrys picked it up and gave it
I've
to.
got it.
Or did you?
I've got it.
Did you pick it up?
Yeah, looting chaos. Remember?
Is
I've-
everybody else's map like just black?
No.
Oh, that's maybe because you are.
It's because you moved to the GM level.
Hold on. Is
Oh,
that
we just went into a tent or something.
fixed it? Is
Yeah.
it?
Yes. You went into a tent with
No.
Mayron.
So the new thing is, I went for Roll20 Plus, and you can do dynamic lighting on it, and I've changed everything up to dynamic lighting on this.
Nice.
So you guys, certain bits of it, like the torch lights and all that, have now got dynamic lighting on it.
yeah. You can see it on the map right now.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's
Light
down
the
here.
fire and torches.
yeah. So it's
In
bit.
dungeon. That'll
Yeah.
show you exactly what you can see.
So basically, you guys now, like, your tokens now have certain things added to it. So your dark vision now for your 300-foot mouse is connected to that as well.
Awesome.
so you could see more on it.
That's actually damn good.
Yeah, I fiddled about with it and managed to fix it up a bit. So, as after the personal question from Neva gets answered for Astrid, she wanders off and starts going and trying to grab some food and that for everybody. You just hear coming off from the distance, Earthanar! Earthanar! Where are you, son? And you all sort of give me a perception check just to see who sort of sees this stuff first.
On it.
I'm not there.
For everybody that's there.
I was just
my
about to
level.
roll, and I'm like, I'm not there.
15
Sorry.
Neva got a natural
perception.
Oh,
Neva got a natural 20
Way.
22.
for 24.
Ramala got a 9. He's staring into the fire.
Okay. Stuart, you still there, or are you still away? He's still away. So
Do you want me
he's
to roll the dice for him?
no, it's fine. Emrys is sitting there contemplating. He's praying
Yeah.
because of all the dead bodies. So from you see it first, Neva and Shafrat, because you guys have got your innate like dark vision. You managed to see through the darkness and see this group of individuals sort of walking up, a bit of a ragtag sort of looking bunch. But they seem to be a little bit hurt, a little bit caught up and whatnot as well. But they wander into your line of sight, and the one leading the charge is a small dwarven guy, big, stylish beard, longish hair. He's wearing weird-looking armor with like crystals and stuff in it, and he's got some goggles and that on his head, and just a strange-looking individual, even for a dwarf. He just sort of wandering up.
Hey.
Earthanar! Everybody okay? Who is that? I can't see. Ah, Stout. Good to see you, friend. Yes, we all seem to be alright. What about yourselves? Aye. We're alright. Jack Dan managed to help well a little bit, and he sort of throws a thumb over to this high elf individual, golden hair hanging down, and just sort of has his hands clasped in like a praying position. You see him just sort of muttering to himself, and like little sparks of magic sort of flowing out and healing up the people around them.
Dark.
Yes?
Sorry. Can I make a check to see if I recognise the dwarf?
If you want to. Roll me a history check.
7. Never mind.
You can't really see him because the fire keeps catching your eye, and it keeps pulling you back. Your attention.
It's also been a really long day for us as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, because you did sort of start early in the morning, then hauled ass for a good while, and
The day
made it.
before was like fucking hellish.
Yeah. No. It's been a few days since your battle with the dragon.
Oh, right, okay.
So
sorry.
you guys have been. It's been a rough few days for you at least.
Okay. So,
Uh,
Ramal is definitely staring at the fire, not hearing anything really.
and
Yeah.
you see the dwarf. He's flanked from a good few individuals. The high elf, as the dwarf's moving over, sort of moves up to the side of the fire with you all. And is everybody all right? Is anybody needing any help or anything like that? No?
I'm okay, thank you.
No, just a short rest and I'll be fine. It's all good, thank you. I mean, Shafrat's pretty tired, but I don't think that your magics will help with that.
It's like you must have had a bit of a cat nap. No?
Even Abigail just gives him the dead eye stare, just like, really.
Romala just like hasn't looked away from the fire, just goes, huh, that was shite.
So perception. The one of the gentlemen that's there, sort of medium build guy, dark brown hair, dark green clothing, sort of bow strapped over his back, looking through his arrows, sort of brings his head up. And as you're speaking, Abigail, he sort of looks and... Give me a perception check, please.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. New dice, who this? Let's find out what it does. Well, that's shit. Perception, yeah?
Yeah.
10. Thank God for
Yeah.
my modifier.
You catch that he sort of looks at you and you see a little bit of a weird knowing in his eyes, but you don't keep a hold of it for too long.
Yeah,
The
long
group,
day for Abigail in particular.
the group starts sort of wandering around, and as you see them moving about, you see sort of a little bit of rustling from the bushes. You see this weird individual sort of up on the tree that's there, that you've sort of parked on, that some of the tents have been parked under. And for you guys that got up more than 20 on your perception check, you see like this wooden looking figure sort of holding against the bark with a bow and arrow, just sort of trailing themselves around, not looking at you guys, but looking over you, so sort of like past your lines of sight, and basically taking like overwatch on this tree.
There's a weird tree hugger over there.
The dwarven guy sort of looks up and he goes, "Oh, him. That's Sandus. Don't worry about him. He's a little bit weird, but he's
A little bit.
he's good. He's our here's our watchman. He's one of those forged people, one of the warforged,
Oh, what now?
like a robot sort of thing, made of wood. It's a long story. I'll tell you it later.
A golem.
Essentially, aye. He's behind the dwarf. You see this tiny little gnome, big, like spectacle goggles on. Looks like like the bottom of Coke bottles. Sort of magnifying it's like magnifies the sight of his eyes. These limbs look absolutely massively bulbous. He's just wandering about, checking all over the place. He's got like a little hammer and a little like toolkit sort of on him. And just coming up behind the dwarf, and go, "Hey, Fitine, hey, sir." Aye, Kiwi. It's all right. Just there's nothing there. Hey, I can't see nothing.
Are they speaking Gnomish? Or halfling?
You can't tell what they're speaking.
Okay, so it's like
It's-
tongues, basically.
yeah, it sounds like gibberish.
Oh, okay. So, this
So
is
it's like
not
the
a-
odd word that we'll pick up, but conglomeratively we can't
yeah,
figure it out.
like does anybody speak Gnomish?
gnome. I don't.
No, that's why I was
I'm-
trying to see if it was halfling, just on the off shot.
There's every now and again. Like, who speaks Dwarvish?
That would be me and Romala, I think.
No, I don't think I do actually.
And how have you been getting my jokes?
Eh? Oh, have you been talking to me?
Every now and again, you guys sort of hear a little bit of Dwarvish in his speak, but he's speaking far too fast, far too gibberishy. It's like a mix of like 3 or 4 different languages that's getting zoomed in and out of this at all points.
Okay, I'm having a thought here. Is there a role I can make where I basically like a history check or something where I would know if Idrisil or this area has like its own version of traveling people, like Irish travelers or gypsies or something?
Yeah, it's you. It's you
I was
guys.
about to say, I think that's us, isn't it?
But we're an adventuring party. We're not like it's not like we're a people.
Yeah, but we're part of the caravan, which is what?
No, I know.
Which is
I'm-
essentially what you're describing.
Give us a history check.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this is Romala, so he's probably not even realised.
That's not fair.
No,
It's all the booze and the noise in his head, which I
Romala
don't know
no-
about.
Yeah, Romala notices a lot more than what we give him credit for.
I
However,
know, to be fair.
14.
14. You have heard of travelling, like, not herds, because obviously herds are like the Goliaths and stuff like that, but people of your own sort of areas. So, like Dwarven Holds. Dwarven Holds you've always known to be a mix of gnomes, dwarves, goblins. Less goblins nowadays because they are sort of the natural enemy of the mountain dwelling folk. But a few have integrated themselves into society and stuff like that. But there's ones who don't go by the standards of like the rich heritage of mountain folk. So they do sort of travel like what you're doing now, but in more of a if we're paid to be in a certain place to bring our knowledge and whatnot to it, then we will go to it.
Like Donna, you know, like the Tinkers in Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
I mean, like
So,
a traveling
they
community.
come in, palm reading and, you know, like
Yeah, exactly.
tarot cards, etc.
All right, okay.
That's what I meant. Not a traveling like we're
Not
basically a
Jippos.
traveling-
Yeah,
Basically Jippos, but kind of not.
yeah. No, you know that there is situations like this, but he doesn't seem to be. He just seems to be a really fast talker that's getting himself muddled up in different languages and whatnot.
Okay.
But this dwarf seems to get what he's saying. And he seems to be the talker of the group. Is Emrys back, is he?
Yeah.
Give me
Yes, I'm back.
give me a perception check, please.
19.
19. When this group of people came around the newly refurbished campfire, you see two Goliaths like yourself in the group. They sort of look at each other and wander around. They're about half a foot taller than you, each. And they just sort of wander around the side of you. One is... he looks like a quite tall... tall, shaggy, red-haired gentleman. Massive beard that goes down to, like, just under his pectorals. So, blood red tattoo marks all the way down him, like everywhere. The other one's more ashen skinned, black tattoo marks all on him, and like this weird little like Khal Drogo style from beard, you know, from like Game of Thrones, sort of like the mustache, then it goes down into like a plaited beard and all that.
How
Yeah.
old do they look? These two, roughly.
How old?
Yeah.
About mid-30s.
Well, they're both about the same age.
About the same age, yeah.
Okay.
Do
Uh,
I recognise any herd markings on them?
As you're looking over them, the two of them sort of wander up beside you, and the ashen-skinned one sort of looks at the other one makes a grunt, and the ashen-skinned one turns. You, boy.
I am not the boy.
That's rude.
Stand.
Who are you?
Please add a please into that, because if you're going to bark orders at us, try adding a please, asshole.
I'm, with your permission, I'm going to make a sleight of hand check to see how stealthily I can pretty much put my hand on the hilt of my short sword.
I'm not
The-
doing this stealthily.
The dwarf turns around and goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Everyone, hands away. This
I
is
don't
not.
listen, okay?
This is nothing to do
I
with
just-
us. This is their culture. Leave it.
Well, no. Because if they're going to start demanding things of people I'm with, I could easily add a please into it.
This costs
But
nothing.
don't worry, this is fine. Leave this to me. Nemra stands, turns and faces them.
And with Emrys saying that, I then put my hands back up and step away, because I know from the little chat Emrys and I had the other night, I know what it's like, and just if you're
So-
sure, Emrys, but remember
I'm
we're
s-
here.
I'm still sat there just with Pride's claw in my hand, just twirling it around, going,
Emrys, make an
Yes.
unarmed strike, please.
And I'm straight.
I love this. Oh, I can't wait to sell it.
18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage.
Isn't it just 5?
Oh, it's just 5, yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine. The ashen one takes the hit over the face. You've got a little bit of spunk on you there, mate.
that's because we had someone's bear boner around earlier.
He takes a punch at you, and it just sort of cracks off your chin, but you don't feel it. That's what I like to see. Dalander, your turn. And he takes a shot at you as well. 21.
That hits.
Silvery barbs.
Oh ho ho!
Oh, you really want to get involved in this?
I am
Remi-
going to do everything I can to do it as subtly as possible. So I've been staring at the fire. I've not been looking. I've been kind of like side-eyeing the fight. I have been literally just sitting there muttering to myself all night anyway. And I'm just saying I think I have a case for a roll.
Okay, if you want to get involved in the traditions of the Goliaths,
I will. What check do you want me to do?
you've used silvery barbs. What is that?
That gives
Dis-
them disadvantage, but if you want me to do a check to hide casting it,
Give me a sleight of hand.
okay.
Oh, is
I
it
will use-
is it verbal as well? Is it?
hang on. It's only verbal, so so it's basically me muttering it quietly, hopefully distracted by the sound of the fight, the fire. I'm covering my face.
Getting more stealth, I think, wouldn't it, DM?
Performance check.
Yeah. Either stealth or performance check.
Oh, sleight of hand more than stealth, isn't it? If it's
Yeah, maybe it's like-
No, if
I-
it's verbal.
Yeah, if it
Oh,
was
it's just
verbal.
verbal, is it?
If it was
It's-
just like I'm using his hands, I would have said slight. That's why I was thinking sleight of hand before.
Yeah.
Okay,
But because it's
performance.
yeah, performance
And
or
I'm using
stealth.
I
using
realise it
my-
was just
I'm
verbal.
using my
Sorry.
inspiration. I'm using my inspiration for this, so I'm rolling
Yeah.
at advantage.
Okay.
Oh, fuck me. That'll be a 24.
Okay, I'll say you get away with this pretty good. You'll re-roll, and even at disadvantage, a 19.
Fuck!
So he sort of
Okay.
feels like this little sort of pull on his arms, just.
I get
And then
to give,
still-
sorry, I get to give advantage to one person for their next attack, which I'm giving to Emerus now.
It's
So he
not a next
cracks you-
attack, it's a next roll.
Oh, next roll then.
He cracks you on the jaw, and you feel it 5 points of damage. And you just see him standing there, and he sort of braces himself again and gives you like the wild eyes. Make an attack on him.
Which happened to be an attack roll.
Yeah.
That's the advantage, yeah?
Yeah, you've got that advantage now.
Because that would have been a 7. 12 to hit.
You throw a right hook at him. You crack him in the jaw, and it just sort of the same with the Ashen Warrior. It's like you managed to pull off this brilliant shot, but it just sort of glances off of this one's jaw, the red-headed one. He just looks at you, starts smiling. Come here, little one. Boof, and just grabs you and sort of gives you a hug. And the other one gives you a hug as well. It makes it like you've just been sandwiched between these two meaty Goliaths. And they're just, So, what's your herd, son?
I am not of herd. I was part of the gate.
The gate.
You must
I'm so
have heard of the gate.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that. He puts his hand on your shoulder and just... By Kavuki, that was just... That was wrong. The other one puts his hand on your other shoulder and just... Puts his head down. It's fucking wrong, that.
I put my hand onto the hand of the first one, and it was an awful time, but I have survived with help. As I look over at Mouse and nod my head.
Mouse ain't there.
Mouse
Yeah,
isn't there.
In the direction where Mouse ran off, I think is what Stu's trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's away getting hammered with Meron. Or by Meron.
Bye.
Come, brother. We've got a little cask over there. A drink to the fallen.
Drink it is.
Better than the shite that they supply here. Isn't that right, Dallender? Ugh. I'm Popus, by the way.
I am Emerus.
Aye. Emerus of the Gate, I'm Popus of the Kirk, and that's Dallender of Scouse. You know that obviously when they say that like Popus of Kirk is his herd is the Kirk, and Scouse is
Yep.
the herd of Scouse, and sort of pulls you off to the side so you can all start having a wee drink. As you're away talking to the others, the dwarf and the others of the group standing there chatting and say, "See, everyone, there's no need to get antsy about this. This is part of their culture. They hit each other. Nothing to be worried about. The boys aren't going to start causing a massive fight. And your boy knew that as well."
I think it's because Emerus was herdless. I thought they were maybe picking on him or something.
No.
I wanted a fight.
Yeah, I'm 50-50.
He throws his hand around to the dead bodies that are being cleared from the field and like, "Is this not enough fighting for you, son?
No.
This... We're surrounded by death." And you see the elf sort of looking down and starts praying again. Death is...
It's a Tuesday.
Don't worry about him. He's just upset because he didn't get many kills in the last fight, and he's always going on about how hard he is. He didn't get that many kills.
That's actually quite surprisingly sober thought for you there, Ramala.
All my thoughts are sober.
No, they're not. No, they are not.
I mean, Shafrat's got a point here, Ramala.
I mean, either way, I've got a point. Don't listen to Shafrat. There's been more than enough killing and death for one lifetime today.
Listen, boys, can we stop this pissing contest and actually listen to what they have to say?
Sorry,
Everybody just sort of looking and says, "Yes, the beautiful bird lady is correct." And
Blair.
that's bird. You can't
know what you
understand my
said.
language.
No, I can understand. Flirt.
There's nothing flirty about it.
Mm.
Anyway, Mr. Gungson, we have much to discuss now. Let us go into my tent. I have a few words I have to speak. Everybody, Astrid is coming back with some food. Please make yourself comfortable at the fire just now. We need to talk.
Sorry, son. 2 seconds. I take it you guys are with the guard then?
Are you speaking to...
The dwarf.
Yeah, the dwarf. He's... not really. We're freelancers. We've been working for...
Adventuring party.
Aye, you could call us that.
I knew it. As soon as I saw you. There's something about adventuring parties. It's always an eclectic mix.
Aye.
So by what name do you go?
We're called the Boys.
That's cool.
Yes, they're not entitled. They're not all thingied off by my best mates or nothing. They're not all built off of them.
That's cool. Well, hopefully we'll get to... Oh, sorry. We go by Arashtura. And it would be a
Oh,
pleasure to work with you this time.
what is that? That's the thunder The Thunder Tigers, I believe.
That's right. That's correct. The Thunder Tigers.
Aye,
They're a very proud race.
aye,
Very
I've heard
proud
that.
and very
Very headstrong race. Aye,
yeah, very intelligent. Easily as intelligent as people, but they live very differently. So people think they're, animals. They're not.
aye, that's good to hear.
Could I do a history check to see if
Anyway, I
I've
just
heard of the boys before? Heard of this group
Yeah,
before?
we history check if you want.
And while that conversation was going on, I was retconning a little bit here. I went to go and quickly speak to see if Uthanau can spare 5 minutes of his time so I can talk to him.
He's,
12.
he's wandered away at the moment, just sort of in the
Yeah, but-
what do you call it?
I'm trying to retcon it a little bit because you moved the tokens while Romala was talking.
Aye, well, as he's walking away, what is it you want to say to him?
Basically, I want to borrow him for 5 minutes and have a conversation about the horn with him.
Yeah, he'll just say, if you give me a few minutes, Abigail,
Very
I
well.
will.
Thank you, my lord.
I'll deal with this first, and then we could chat in a bit.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
And he
12 on the old history check.
failed your history check.
Oh,
Fistery. Rolled it, yeah. My mouth's not in a good place tonight. 12, sorry. Not really. This seems to be some of them seems to be like a newer additions to the group. You've never really heard this in your travels, like around Apleona. It's never really hit there. Maybe because like you've had places like groups like the Iron Fist sort of controlling that area, that little adventuring parties haven't really been there. If you get what I mean. Like it's an area that they'll sort of avoid unless desperately needed to go into it. As you sit down back at your stool, Abigail, waiting for Urthanar, the gentleman with the bow comes and sits over by you. Says, "Sorry, did I hear you? You're called Abigail."
That's correct, yes.
Abigail Dreamax, yeah?
How do you know that name?
You'll not remember me, obviously. I'm Stevan Tosches. We worked together under Governor Ergwine.
Don't mention that name. I whisper to him.
He whispers to you, "Well, I just thought I should let you know that he has quite a hefty bounty on your head."
How much are we talking?
Enough to set somebody up for life.
Fuck's sake.
Maybe it's worth not using your name around a company of people coming from the homeland.
You have a point.
People
Thank
might
you
not
for
be
the
as
heads up.
yes. People might not be as good as me.
No, I appreciate that. I'm sorry. It's you know it's been a few years, and
I know what he's like. I understand.
I foolishly thought I was safe.
Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me. And he gives you a
Thank
little
you.
wink. I've never even heard the name. I heard that Abigail G-Max died in a fire somewhere.
Well, between you and me, and at this point I've sort of pulled out a scale of the dragon, more like a poison gas attack, and I slide it over to him as well.
Oof,
Just one scale.
nasty. And
Yeah.
you guys start chatting about dragon attacks and whatnot. Ramala,
Aye, son.
would you like to make a deception or a stealth check?
Deception.
Deception. Go roll me one then, please.
Also, it was a claw, not a scale. I looked at my inventory wrong.
Can't believe I used that inspiration on Silver Barbs. Sorry, what? Deception. Oh, I'm good at this one.
Deception.
Yeah.
You were up at perception.
There's a lot of deceptions.
Inception.
Jin. I was about to say the exact same thing.
14. The other dwarf sort of, you catch him sort of looking at you, just sort of up and down a wee bit. Sorry, son. Do I know you? Are you from?
Is he older than me?
He's about the same age. Maybe maybe a
I'll call
couple
him
of
son.
years older. He's just sort of looking up and down, and he's sort of squinting a wee bit. He's just like, "Are you from a hold?"
Oh,
BLB
son, you
gang.
wouldn't know me. I'm castless. You see, I'm not.
Ah,
You wouldn't. I don't think you would know me.
ah, I see. Sorry for bringing that up, son.
No,
No,
it's
you
okay.
you just look a bit familiar. I can't tell why. Ugh.
It's because all dwarves do actually look alike. Like, I know that like there's jokes about racism and things like that, but I get it. I think dwarves all do look kind of alike.
My fuck, I am much more beautiful than you. you see him like, he just gives you that wee wink and like jovially like, I'm much more beautiful than you.
Yeah, I banter along with him. Are you? Fuck, son, you look like you've been hitting the toast with a frying pan. And we just get the famous Glasgow banter.
Yes, the Glasgow banter, going back
Oh,
and
don't
forward.
worry, we just paid for the banter. Yeah.
So
But no, I'll start getting a laugh from him. I'll start speaking to him in Dwarvish as well. And I will offer him a drink from my bottle and say, now drink as much as you can, because it's bottomless. And I mean bottomless. Sorry though, it's wine today. It's be something different tomorrow.
nah,
But
you're
yeah,
joking.
in Dwarvish, just chatting away, shooting the shit.
He just starts drinking away, and you just see him for like maybe a minute solid, just chugging this, and he just turns like a weird shade. It's like, you weren't fucking joking, son.
I know, and I say to everyone else, see that's the thing, when you're a dwarf you have to drink twice as much to get the same drunk as anyone else. It's a pain in the arse.
Aye, exactly. Here, Kiwi, have a wee dint of that. And you just see the little gnome taking a hit, and he's like, F it is! Oh, no. And he just passes it back.
Yes, I love this guy.
So Kiwi, tell us all in great detail a bit about yourself.
After for the north, it's can't be doing that.
Right? And then I just look to the dwarf. Homelander.
It's Alanis. Alanis Stope. Alanis.
Alanis.
Think-
Okay.
Think Alanis Morissette
Okay.
for all you
perfect.
altids.
So yeah, I look to Alanis, just like, what?
He's fey up north. He's just. I'm pretty sure that he was maybe dropped on his head when he was a bairn.
I thought he was like one of the gypsy boys.
Nah, he's from up north. He's from the very tip. Just, I can only understand wee bits here and there. Just, he's Faith Thurso, okay? Based on one of my best mates from Thurso, by the way. Like, that's...
My brother lived in Thurso for like 20 years, and
Yeah.
you're absolutely
Yeah, they're fucking backwards as fuck up there. So, the night goes on, couple of hours pass, you guys. Astrid comes back with some food and some drinks and all that for you all. Mayron and Mouse come back with Layson and Bob, and all of them sort of managing to get themselves up there. They get your guys' carriage, and the other two up here, they've snuggled themselves in. As sort of goes on a little bit longer, Urthanar and Twilks come out from their from Urthanar's tent, and speaking of ways, well, Twilks sort of starts moving off to the side towards where Layson and Bob have got their carriage. So, I think we'll all need to have a little conversation in the morning about what's going on afterwards, but...
Can we not have it now?
Son, I'm absolutely tired. I'm fucked. I need to go to bed.
No, that's fair.
I'm
Some
sorry.
of us don't sleep as deep as you, Romala.
That's called passing out, I think.
Probably.
You don't want to go to the depths that I go to.
Shafrat, I take it you'll be able to look after everybody tonight.
Yeah, I'll keep watch.
Good lad.
Babysit.
He sort of pats you on the shoulder. Well, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. And he goes up behind you, Ramala, and pats you on the shoulder. Good night to you, young dwarf. And he pats you on there. Can I get a wisdom or a constitution save from you, please?
Oh shit!
I was gonna say, you take 3 bludgeoning damage as a joke. Use an attack instead.
What did you say? Con save?
Con save or a wisdom save, whichever one you want to do.
Con. Oh no! Why did I roll in D&D Beyond?
So, as Twilks puts his hand on your shoulders, he pats, and you feel a sudden vibration come from his hand, and it hits you like a ton of bricks. Your eyes go wide open, and something hits your mind. You're no longer there.
Oh shit!
Oh,
What?
You feel a sudden weightlessness to you. Like you're not there, but you are there, conscious. You're thinking, you're feeling, you're breathing. You could feel everything around you, and yet you feel nothing around you. There's this dark, empty void surrounding you with colourful little specks of light, gaseous forms of what looks like the magic that you're so used to in the atmosphere of Idrisil when you go to sleep, dancing all around. You feel pressure and yet relief at the same time. You try calling out for your friends because something doesn't feel right. Who would you shout out for first?
Nephilis. And I know Nephilis isn't there, but Ramala would shout for Nephilis.
You shout the name Nephilis. You feel the
Nephi!
you feel the vibrations coming from your throat, and you feel the words coming out of your mouth,
Oh,
but you can't hear anything. You feel your hand going to your throat, and yet it feels like it's still floating beside you.
okay. I would mentally. Can I use my telepathic bond right now?
You try calling out into the darkness.
To Geneva.
You try.
Yeah.
There feels like nothing's there. As you open your mind towards this, to creating this telepathic bond, all you hear is this grating sound of what sounds like metal hitting stone. You just hear it constantly in the back of your head. You try looking around, but there's nothing there. It's
Have I
still
heard that
making
noise
these sounds. Make a history roll.
What are these rolls? Why am I using D&D Beyond?
No, it's fine, it's fine. It sounds familiar, but at the same time, this is a new sound. It's making like this weird echo. Then another hit. The same sound, the same metallic sound scraping off of stone from what it sounds like. But this time, the sound that comes after it is different. It's a little bit of a higher pitch. And then the familiar sound again hits, and it's the same pitch as before. And it's the new one, and it's the old one, and it seems to be hitting in this little beat, this little rhythm. And the longer it goes, you start hearing a bit more. Same sounds of stone, of metal hitting stone, but new pitches coming, new sounds cascading from all around you, and it's hitting you, and it's starting to go into your head. It's burrowing into your brain. The sheer pain of it. It's just this cacophony of sound, of notes, of what you imagine to be torturous. You've been used to something like this in your head for the last few months, and this just seems to be worse and worse until silence reigns again.
So this was like the note, but worse.
This was something else. This was something that felt real. It felt
This
like it was not unfamiliar. As you closed your eyes and the burning sensation behind you in your head came to this crescendo, you open back up and you see that the darkness that was before you has changed. see light, you see other streams coming, you see these rocks floating through.
Can
The
I
void.
try to move into the rocks? Like, can I move in this place?
You're trying,
Yeah.
but you can't.
Okay.
You see a figure. Give me a perception check, actually. Let's see what else you see.
Right, I'm gonna roll with real dice. Plus 1. 3.
You're really not having a good night tonight, are you?
I'm having fucking horrible night.
Go and roll on D&D Beyond, see what you would have got with that.
We're doing deal or no deal now.
Yeah.
Perception. Yeah. Sorry.
I think you're going to need to make like a real, like, one real, one not real, one real, one not real.
Alright, and then we'll take the good one every time.
Yeah, we'll do that. That's in this now lit up void. You're seeing the shape of someone standing on the rocks that are floating through, and you see, as you're looking at him, there's something familiar about him. He's a balding dwarf, it seems to be. Dwarf, beard on him, tattooed head.
I
And
recognise this man. Yeah.
You recognise him. It looks like you.
Yeah. Oh. So it's been mold.
Dirty, raggy clothes. But he's got a pickaxe in his hand. And he's heading into the rock. And as he does, that sound is hitting you. The first sound.
Romala's shouting, "Don't do it! Don't do it!" Like, trying to stop him from doing it.
Yet again,
Like-
as you go to
Yeah.
speak, you're feeling it coming up your throat, coming from your
Yeah,
lungs, coming up the way, and you hear nothing.
He's trying to anyway because he's freaking out. But yeah, that's cool.
Why are you trying to stop it?
A Daft
You
Punk.
hear in the back of your mind.
Have I heard this voice before?
You know you need to find it. Why stop?
Where? Where is it?
You know where it is.
No, listen, pal. I don't. What's gonna happen to me? What's gonna happen
As-
to me if I find it?
As the laughing subsides, you turn. You feel like you're turning in the darkness, and you look down, and beside the vision of you on the stones, on the flying rocks, there's another shape. It looks like another dwarf. This one a little bit more finely dressed, and he's chipping away at one beside you. This time, he's the next note that's digging in. But as every time he's striking now, you're not hearing your note, but you're hearing something else in the back of your head that's echoing like it's all around the void.
Yeah.
Romala, come on. You know we need to do this. This will set you up for life if you do it. So what if he finds out? Let's just get on with it. In a few days, out. That's all it takes. You'll be set up for life.
words of a fool to another fool. How did that make you feel, knowing that this is what brought you here?
If I could stop it, I would.
A third sound of banging comes. You look back around, you see a new figure. This one, an older, wizened dwarf. Very familiar to you, banging. Very frail, looks beaten down and just stick thin. His sallow face and flappy skin, that's the best way I can describe it, flappy skin, just falling off the bones now, just staring at you. He looks familiar but completely different. Come on, son. You were never raised like this. Give it up. There's nothing wrong with who we are. Why do you want to get away from it? Why are you ashamed of who you are? It's the pause in the air feels like you have to answer this question.
I try to say, what will happen if I go?
Son, don't leave me. Please.
The pleading of an older fool. You caused that, you know this. It's all your fault.
And you hear the new cacophony behind. A lot more banging sounds. 7 more strikes, and as you look around, you see your friends, your new friends, all banging, all making this sound, all making this new chimes. But 2 look up at you. Stormcrow and Nephilis, staring at you in the void. And as they are staring at you, you just see their face lose colour. It begins to shrivel up, and the 2 disappear into dust. Stormcrow first, and Nephilis just standing there staring.
Romala tries to get to Nephilis. He knows he can't, but he's just on instinct is going to try anyway.
The feeling of hopelessness fades away as you begin to move, and as you're going through the void, you're trying. It's like you're swimming, and you get to him on this rock, and just as you get to him, it disappears. The dust of him fades out into the void and sparkles like stars and light. The banging stops all around you, apart from 1. And as you look around, you see it's your banging. Constant, constant, constant.
That's right. You've done this to yourself. This is what you'll do with them. You'll lead them to their death. Just like you've done before.
I just want to stop.
Find it. It's there. It's there now.
But what will happen?
You
What
will,
happened to me? What will happen to everyone else?
you will find it. My vessel. It is there. Go.
And as you hear go, you see this light pierce through the void, like a star falling through the void, going faster and faster. It's falling towards you. You feel that there's nothing you can do. And just as that moment where it feels like it's a way to strike, you feel the heat of it burning, burning, burning. Woof. Your eyes flash back and you're staring at the fire once more, with everybody gathered round you.
I immediately vomit.
Oh, that's the wrong one. You feel yourself back with everyone staring over you, beginning to vomit. Roll me a d6, please.
I would eat that. Six.
Mark 6 off.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
None of your naughty f***ing business.
Shoes. Boots. Fucking hell.
Twilks is still sort of beside you. He sort of grabs. Oh, sorry, son. I didn't even know my own strength there. Oh, you all right? And everybody sort of gathered round a bit, like, oh,
Ugh.
what's happening here?
I turn to Twilks and, like, I imagine Ramala's head is now, like, screaming.
Oh yeah, there's definitely something in there.
I need to go to bed.
It's in your grasp.
And he just starts vomiting again as soon as that happens. He's like,
I think somebody needs to get you to a doctor. And
I just need my bed.
I ain't carrying him. He's already covered my boots in sick.
I cast prestidigitation to make his boots even more dirty.
Oh! I'm gonna slap him around the top of the head.
You'll have to roll. You'll have to roll to hit me.
Reckless.
We're not having people fighting each other. That's not the way this is going.
22.
Okay. Silvery barbs. Okay, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Yeah. Twilks just sort of picks you up and just, right, we'll get him to his bed.
Still 17.
Yeah, that would have hit me.
I wouldn't have done it to do damage. Just to sort of say, asshole.
So he picks you up and start going off to your carriage. Is there anything anybody else wants to do this evening before Betty buys?
Can you even go closely with him?
Yeah, of course.
He's doing a bit of a concern.
A bit concerned for him.
Yeah.
Abby's thanked Twilks and is now slowly walking over to Uthana.
Ah, Abby. Of course, I apologise. Yes, we can have that chat now.
Yeah, thank you. I know other things have more importance, but I managed to get the horn off of Sherid there before. Obviously, they carted the bodies away. It's your blood right. I feel you should have it back.
As you proffer it out to him, he just looks at it and he's staring. I never wanted this, but yes, it's mine now, isn't it? And he grabs it and just staring it over, and Thank you.
It's what's right, and
This is where it belongs.
with
Supposedly.
family, and we know you're of kind heart, so I trust that you'll use it that when and if you ever need to for saving us, if the time ever arose.
He sort of puts his hand on your shoulder and pats it. Thank you. It's very much
My pleasure.
appreciated.
My pleasure. Rest
And
well.
you just see him sort of strap it to his waist and just. Well, I think this is time for everybody to rest, is it? I need to go to sleep. And you just see him start wandering away into his tent, and then Astrid goes to the mouth of the tent as well and just. I hope we could speak to you all tomorrow about things. And
Rest well.
You just hear Urthanar in the back shouting to everybody, "Yes, we will need it. We will need to talk. Good night." And then Astrid and Urthanar wander into their tent. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do?
I'll probably stay out for a bit, keeping watch, because everybody else seems to be preoccupied.
You staying up?
Yeah, I'll stay out for a bit to keep doing some of the watches until someone else relieves me, so I can go have a rest.
Aye. A lot of the boys seem to have started wandering away. It's just the dwarf Alanis and the two Goliaths that seem to be left. Is there?
Don't pay them much attention. Not really interested in them.
Not bad then. He's away, and Twilks is left as well. Mouse, Emrys, is there anything you two want to do?
Emrys is just going to stay up drinking with the other two Goliaths.
You gonna stay up? Mouse, are you going to bed or are you staying up as well?
I'll go to bed, but I think Mouse might have to bounce because I'm gonna have to go to bed because I feel like crap. I'm afraid. Got a banging headache.
Okie doke, pal.
Really, really sorry, but
No, can't help it.
nah.
It is what it is. Like, you got to look after yourself first. So,
Yeah, I just feel like crap. Just need to sleep.
big digital hugs.
Yeah, always big digital hugs. Yeah, so Mouse will go to bed and nobody will see that she actually bamfs.
Yeah, no problem. Emrys, you get a little feeling on your bracelet, and you know that that's Mouse. Poof, popped away.
Good night, guys.
Night.
Night. Is it something I said?
I love our cards as well.
It's so good.
Okay, is there anything you guys all just going to bed, are you?
Abby's gonna have one more look over the bookshelf to see if she can find it. Sorry, they can find anything on the on dragons in general, specifically looking into dragon marks at this point.
Okay.
You're doing that at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
Abby can't sleep. For a few, anyway.
Give me... I'll say Arcana check.
Okie doke. I mean, the good thing is the modifier for that's the same as my investigation, so...
Yeah, because you're looking up something magical, so I'll say Arcana for it.
Cool. 13.
13. As you're leafing through some books that are there, you've not got much of a choice. Most of the stuff that's in there is either like fantasy, like fiction and stuff like that. You've not got many like encyclopedias or things like that actually in the carriage, but you are noticing a pattern in the stuff that you see. Like a lot of it does say like some of the most magical creatures in Yggdrasil are dragons. They've got the best link to magic as a natural, like, as natural entities, sort of thing, if you get what I mean. Like, they seem to be the most susceptible, but the most fluid with their magic. There's something there, but not something you could really ascertain at 3 a.m. after a massive battle and whatnot. Especially from all this. This is just like Hitchhiker's Guide to Yggdrasil sort of thing. Like, it's no, there's nothing major in it. It's just a little bit of information here and there. Like, try to avoid these sorts of areas because here lieth dragons and whatnot.
Yeah. At which point, Abby realizes that they are probably just too tired and goes off to their bed.
Yeah. So if that's for everybody, you could all take a long rest.
Me and Neva are going to have a conversation.
What is it? Oh, you guys are having a conversation.
Neva just kind of watches over Ramallah for a bit while he's knocked out, and then she'll probably fall asleep in the chair.
Okay. As you're falling asleep, Ramallah, the darkness sort of feels like it envelops you again, and you're just hearing in the background one last time.
Find it, my vessel. Find it.
Okay. I'll piss myself.
Now, are we talking about Ramallah or we're talking about Sean here?
That was Sean. The last bit was Sean.
Oh, right, okay, cool. I thought so.
So she said find it. What was the middle bit?
My vessel.
Vessel. Find my vessel, find it. Okay.
I'm not being funny, but when people get called vessels, it's never a good sign.
To be fair, it is quite an apt name for Ramallah.
You're a pure vessel, so you are.
He's always pouring one form of liquid down him or another. Oh, I need to roll for that.
This person's just constantly drunk in his head.
Oh my god, you need to look after your body. Oh, I think as long as it's not a 4, I think my flask is good. Let me roll the 5. Oh, it's Elvish wine today.
Wasn't that what you've already had?
No, it was regular wine. Now it's Elvish wine.
Oh, nice.
Is Elvish wine stronger or less stronger?
I'd say it's a bit more potent
Okay.
because it's a bit more magically charged. Like,
Yeah.
Elvish wine is created in Avalon, which is a continent filled of like magical forests and things like that. So anything that grows there, like in vineyards and whatnot, will have a bit of the fae about it.
That's cool.
And also, elves live longer, so they probably mature it for longer, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
Like, it's a really good vintage sort of thing.
yeah, exactly.
This is good shit. I offer the bottle to Neva.
Wait, is this the next day now?
Yeah, this is the next day now. Remember, Sean, you could take a roll for
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
for regaining.
Okay, cool.
What did you get?
I got a 2.
2. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me just mark that up. So, what was it you got before 6? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
So whatever this is, you're down for as a total sum for this session.
There we go. That's fine. I'll mark that and have that as of session 2809.
no, you don't get to know.
No, nobody gets to know just yet.
No, it's fine. It's just time for Romala and Neva's players to have their session domestic, because it's like
Yeah.
every time. Just winding you both up.
That's why it's fun, Donna and me playing in the same room, because we get to have banter.
Exactly.
Yeah, you get to know something that she doesn't know, and she gets to know stuff that you don't know.
And sometimes she gets to see my boobs.
It's never the other way about, though.
Hey.
John never wears a t-shirt. And Holly's wee pal came to the door today asking if Sean would help fix her bike. And Holly was like, Dad, please put on a t-shirt, please.
This is before I even stood up, by the way. What do you think of me? I'm not going to expose myself to your 8-year-old friends.
I have this vision that instead of a coat rack, there's a t-shirt rack by the door now, and like it's just for when like Sean has to answer the door.
I actually do have the ironing board, because I never iron, so it just holds my hats, jumpers, and t-shirts on it now. The ones that are smelly enough that you can't wear them somewhere okay, but they're smelly enough that you can wear them around the house.
Yeah.
I think everybody's got that sort of. Yeah.
Yep, that's what it's like being married to me.
Yay!
See the next morning.
Yep.
Neva just goes up and sits Mala and just kind of like looks over him. Like, is he running a fever? Is he like, you know, does he look ill, or is it just, you know?
Is there something wrong with him, or is it just an episode sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Give me a medicine check, please.
In the meantime, Abby's fixing breakfast, which, because of their background, is quite a nice looking one.
Okay, doke.
Just as a flavor text.
She's got an 8.
An 8. You're not very medically trained.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be running a fever more than what he may have been like you see him sort of profusely sweating and things like that, but it could be the heat of the kitchen because Abigail's up cooking. He's tossing and turning, he's mumbling in his sleep. That could be something that he's done, or it could maybe be like, is it all the drink that he's been drinking? Because he did drink quite a bit, and then the stress of the battle is. There's 100 things running through your mind as to what each individual symptom he's experiencing could be. And every time you think you answer a question to yourself, another one pops up. And you're just thinking to yourself, God, I need somebody who's medically trained.
Neva gently wakes him up, trying not to startle him.
By Eldritch blasting them.
You see that he doesn't full blown jump, but he does like jump a little bit, gets afraid. Oh, it's yourself.
Wait.
Yeah, fine. Thank you. How did you sleep?
I mean, I slept fine, but you kind of went weird on us night. And then Neva's going to start talking in his head instead of out loud. What happened?
So I reply in similar fashion, which I imagine is actually probably kind of easier because I'm not having to think about moving my mouth.
Are you opening your mind up to Ramallah, Neva?
Well, we've done it before where we telepathically talk to each other.
And did I get you to? Did I get
No,
you to?
You didn't get me to roll or anything.
Is that not only when I'm actually only showing the no?
No, it was when anybody tries invading your mind,
Alright, I
because
thought it was-
because Mouse tried to check your
Right.
mind.
detect thoughts, yeah.
Yeah, she tried to detect
And-
thoughts. I'll
And
say
when,
that.
Neff tried to do it.
Yeah, I'll say that a spell like detect thoughts that could be used in an intrusive way
Yeah.
will cause it, but speaking in your head won't activate it. It's like,
communicating is fine.
yeah, we'll say that that's not going to cause it because you've not been like Neff and that when you've been telepathically speaking to him, he's not been hearing things, or when you've spoken to anybody else. So what? Yeah, no, it's fine.
It's like surface level's fine, anything deeper, basically.
Yeah, basically, if anybody's trying to look into your head for things, they're leaving themselves open to it.
Yeah, so just say, so what happened last night?
Well, you see, as he kind of like sort of like wriggles and sits up, so he's in the middle of the couch. He immediately takes out his bottle and it's elven wine today, and then just swigs it and proffers it to Neva.
She just puts her hand up and shakes her head.
Okay, well, it'll be elven wine all day, so let me know. I'll put this top back on it and put it in my pocket. Last night, well, quite a lot happened last night. There was a bear. There was 2 bears.
Ramallah, at the end of the night, thumped you on your shoulder and got a tonic beer. That's kind of what we saw, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He
essentially.
just went and then he started puking in there.
Again, in her thoughts, so actually I should be using that word, but in her thoughts she goes, I'm going to be honest with you, Neva. I don't know if I can trust you. I've not known you that long, and I always make a policy of never asking people about any weird powers they have. But yours are similar to mine in some ways.
Neva sighs and says, I was going to have this conversation with you anyway. But and she just kind of sighs again and like leans further back into the chair and says, did you go on some kind of killing spree a while back?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm a spy and I've been sent to keep an eye on you. And my job was to just report back things about you. And then I think they were going to meet up with you later this week. And I really don't want that to happen. I've seen how you've been, and I know that you wouldn't have just done it out of malice. It's a dwarven king killed his brother, and they're after you. I've only been here to spy on you. I've not been sent to kill you, but being with you this past, I think it's been, I don't feel comfortable anymore, and it's really eating me up inside. And the writings that I send home, actually sending them to the magistrate back.
you see as Romala, after being told all this, just says out loud, he just goes, "What the fuck?" And then kind of obviously realizes that he shouted it. Oh, Neva's telling me a funny story. She'll tell you later. And then in her head,
Can I insight that?
Same.
Yeah, but I would say you're inciting it at a disadvantage because you're all sort of a bit busy, and they're obviously now like in the middle of a fucking.
no. I'm doing deception.
Disadvantage, you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna beat
Oh,
me still.
well, that's not bad actually. 16 plus 6, so that's 22.
I got a 16 altogether.
Yeah, you guys could tell that Ramala's never that like. This is probably the most sober you've seen Ramala, like, ever. Like, this bit of information you're being told has sort of cast through everything and really, like, boiled your blood and angered you. And it's made you, like, clear-headed sort of thing. Like, this is the most they've heard you sort of rage or anything like that, like, without, like, what? They can see that you're telling some sort of you've scrambled a little bit when you said, yeah, she's just telling me a funny story, you know. But they see the rage in your eyes.
Yeah. Well, Romala at that kind of sheepishly sits back down and back in telepathic. Sorry about that, Hen. I'm going to be honest. Sorry about that, Hen. I've got to be honest. I have a pounding headache this morning. I'm as rough as a badger's arse. This took me by surprise.
Yeah, didn't want to leave it too much. I don't know where this is going. And I really just. This is my first job in training. This is my first kind of loan.
Neva, I have only one thing to say to you. Thank you. And Romala puts down the bottle and gets up and goes over and walks over and gives Neva a.
Neva's like really weirded out, and she gives him a pat in the back because she's thinking he should be raging at me. Like, he should, you know.
Romala holds on to the hug for an awkwardly long time. And he's like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. And then kind of just sets her down and goes back to the couch.
I just imagine you doing like that awkward, like real sniff in the air, like.
The thing is, everyone having breakfast just saw me shout at her out loud angrily, and then sit down and then get up and hug her.
Yeah.
Like,
they're all thinking you're away a strangler or something, you know. They're on edge now.
As I sit down, I say, Neva, I understand a bit about doing shady shit, and if you're trained to be an assassin or spy or whatever you've done, and on your first job you've come to me clean against those orders, I know the amount of danger you probably put yourself in to do this.
They took me in as a and they trained. And it's all
Donna's breaking up a little bit there. Are you able to move the mic closer to her? Have you got sound noise suppression turned off?
Don't know. Can you hear Donna now?
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Okay. She just kind of says, well, they took me in as a girl. And they took me in when I had nothing and nobody and trained me up. It was kind of like brainwashing in a way. looking at it now and seeing how people live on the outside of Avalon, it's very different. King Grimbold really had you down as, you know, a real big threat. And I'm really sorry. I've picked up that his brother was a bit of a black sheep, a bit of a
Aye. He
Um,
was. After what you have just told me, there's no thing you could have gained from telling me this other than my trust.
still feel really bad though.
No, but listen, I would have done the same in your position. If they told me to go, do you know something? I will be honest with you. I would have kept, if it was the other way around, I would have kept spying on you and kept the easy gig. And I've got nothing but respect for you doing that for me. But, and I mean this, Nephilis kind of helped save me once before, and I very much feel the same way now about you. I owe you my life.
Neva just dipped her chin a wee bit.
Neva, do you have a second name? Does Neva have a second?
She just goes by Neva, but let me look.
Just goes by Neva, like this wee lad we knew from.
She goes, my name's Neva. Where we come from, it's kind of known as families. So I'm Neva from the Solomons.
Neva Solomon? Would that work?
Yeah.
Well, Neva Solomon, I owe you my life. And if you are willing to in any way help me circumvent this threat in my life, then once we are done, I will help you, well, in whatever the backlash is for doing this for me. And you probably gain my friendship and trust for life. Don't break it.
Dips her chin again. I'm really scared on how the rest of the team are going to take this. I didn't mean to come in as a person who's going to deceive people. Being with you all is very different to what I've known.
Listen, there's a few things you need to know about us. First of all, they're all fucking idiots. Okay. Second of all, is that it seems that it doesn't matter on what any of our paths have been. We've all found a place here. I mean, I don't trust them, but Nephi does, and trust Nephi. But I feel that it doesn't really matter how you came. Is the fact that we're the ones you chose. It means more to me than any past you could have.
If you guys would keep me, I'd like that.
Listen, if they, I'll handle them. But you're staying with us, especially after the amount of danger you're probably in. To save me. I mean, are you cool fighting the king and them with us? Me?
Yeah, I don't really know him personally. I was on a kind of mission there, just escorting.
Right.
And basically, I had a kind of a panic attack in his dining room, and he came out to speak to me and he made you out to be some, gutter trash, and he wanted help.
Yeah, no, he's right about that, to be fair.
But no, being with you just seems like you're a lost soul.
That's a really nice way of calling me what people usually call me.
Should we have a group meeting?
Aye, we should. Listen, before we do, I owe you answers. If you give me time to collect my thoughts, maybe we'll speak this evening, and I can get my story, straight in my head. It's a bit of a, well, you know what goes on in my head. But you at least deserve answers as to why the king's brother died.
Take your time.
Okay, thanks. But listen, I have your back 100% in this meeting, and I have Neffy's vote as well.
Okay, so Neva sits up properly now and says, "Guys, I've got something to tell you all, and now is probably the best time to say."
So I'm gathering you're going to take breakfast at the table with the rest of us rather than over there, then.
This
No, you come to us.
This
Okey
conversation
dokey.
between you guys has been going on for about 5 minutes in your head. Since your outburst, they've been watching you the whole time going through this modicum of emotions, and they're just sitting there like, I'm just imagining Shafrat with a fucking fork in a sausage or something like that, just staring, thinking, what the fuck's going to happen? And like Emrys is maybe sitting there as well, like nursing a Goliath hangover, like, oh fuck's sake. Like,
One thing, it won't be a fork. It'll be his pride's claw because he uses that to eat breakfast.
You come over here. We're comfy, and bring some sausages.
Okie doke.
Sausages what?
Oh, he's got a point.
Come on, Ramal. Let's do it.
Oh, I mean, I have been here for the last 12 hours. So that's... He gets up, and there's just a huge dwarf-shaped divot in the couch. Actually, no, Neva, where are you sitting?
Sit on a chair next to you.
Okay, you can sit. No, I'm gonna put Neva at the end
Okay.
because and then I'll be there, right next to you.
To be fair, that works because Abby, not knowing that Mouse is bamfed, has made a portion for her and is now just asking Emrys if
so as you guys
gone.
sit down at the table and start and join the rest for breakfast, Neva, you go over everything you've told Ramala in his head and your head, regaling the tale of meeting King Grimbald, of the Dimwall Hold that's in the Alvar Mountains, being assigned a task to hunt down Ramala and to spy on him and to relay all the information, and how your coded messages and whatnot have been getting sent back, and all the information, all the little tidbits that you've got over the little while. This is all being referred back to them, all surrounded, eating their food. It takes a good few minutes. You're trying to get across that it was nothing that was ever personal. It was never anything about them. It was all about Ramala and whatnot. But how nothing was ever going to be... Nobody was going to be in danger and blah blah blah. All the mainstays.
Is there anything you want to add? Because Ramala's wanting to say something as soon as you're done. Okay. As soon as she's done, Ramala's just going to quickly say, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, we're good. She's done an amazing thing by protecting me. As far as you guys are concerned, this actually really technically had nothing to do with any of you. So if I'm cool with it, it's cool. That cool?
Ramala, it was cool 5 minutes ago. I mean, I need to talk to you guys in a minute, but Shafrat, what were you gonna say?
Don't care, whatever. He's spying on us, not spying on us. At least I don't have to kill you. If Romana's cool with it, I don't have to kill you. I use your job. Nicely done.
Emmy, what's your opinions? We might as well just voice them while we're here.
There's only one person I trust. She is not here. Makes no odds to me.
Betty. Everyone, I think we should make a point of acknowledging the
With
fact
that, Emerus launches his fork straight at Ramala's face to say Betty's name.
you'll have to roll.
Yeah, you'll have to. That'll only be like just a straight roll. Didn't give us any modifiers, just a straight roll.
19.
I cast shield.
Burning a spell slot already.
I'm burning the spell slot.
Ramala in his
Genuinely wish I
soberness.
was a wizard. Counter spell right now on that shield.
Ramala in his soberness just sort of sees your hands moving and woof. You do it as like a flash of lightning, but Ramala was quicker. He's able to throw up his shield and it just the fork just pings off. The spork just pings off of the magical energy and just clatters to the ground.
Ramala hasn't looked up from his sausages. His elven wine.
So,
These letters that I've been writing, I don't know where this ambush is going to take place. And I'm expected to send a letter back.
Well,
I suggest you act like nothing's changed. Keep sending the letters. Keep feeding them information.
I agree to a point, Shafrat. I think we need a small amount of misinformation just to keep them off the trail a bit longer.
well, I was going to suggest that maybe instead of putting them off the trail, we put them on a trail that we want them to be on. If we can find a good spot that would be perfect for ambushing a group of people trying to ambush someone, then we could, like, you know the classic thing. There's a cart going through a valley, and people pop up to have the high ground, but then another bunch of people pop up from even further up. We could do something like that on them.
Neva.
Zafras just there with a sausage on his short sword, open mouth, gobsmacked that actually Ramala's had pretty much the same good idea, and he's just there going.
Can I make an insight check on why he looks gobsmacked?
Do it.
If you want. Neva, you've in your retelling of Ramala to Ramala, sorry, as to King Grimbald organising this. Something you forgot to mention to him was the guild that he hired you through. Ramala.
I wasn't purposely keeping that back.
Yeah, no. Ramala, give me a history check, please. Now, it's not going to be a high D. What was that?
I kind of did say, these people took me in,
Yeah,
and
that-
trained
yeah.
me and all, but I didn't say.
That's the ones that you worked for
Yeah.
on Avalon. The one that the king has, the King Grimbald has, is a completely different one. Did you roll a history check, yeah?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Sorry, I rolled insight.
Oh, you rolled
I
an
got 10 on
insight.
Yeah, no, to see if I knew why Shafrat was being cheeky. I rolled a natural 20 on history for a 20.
Oh,
So-
lush.
You know the
Oh,
name.
guys.
You know the name King Grimbald, obviously. He's the king of the Dimwall Hold in the Alvar Mountains. World famous location. You grew up there. You know what that is. you know when they're speaking and talking about ambushes, there's part of you that thinks, wait a minute, you've forgotten who it is that you'll be facing off against in situations like this. This is the King's Shadow Guild. Growing
Oh, I
up,
don't have that yet. Only got the silent network in my notes.
oh, do you? I thought I sent the Shadow Guild as well.
Well, maybe I didn't put that in my notes. Sorry.
No problem.
It's a collaboration. It's all
Yeah, the King's Shadow Guild is how to put it? They're an order of well-known spies within the Dimwall Hold, and they're also known to be some of the most corrupt intelligence organization in all of Dwarven kingdoms. These are the sorts that will find you, take you away, and you'll never be heard from ever again. Everybody knows about them. They're a threat that's passed down from mothers to children in the same sense that the boogeyman is threatened. If you don't watch yourself, the Shadow Guild will come and get you one of these days.
Yeah.
And it's used as a threat, but in your background, you would have known this was a major threat with what you'd had before. These
Would I know that they? Would I know that they're like real?
Oh
Like,
yes.
because obviously, so I'm one of the people. I'm from the gutters.
Everybody,
I know.
everybody in the Dimwall Hold knows they're real.
Right.
But
Even though
this is
they're kind of a myth because no one's ever seen them, but they are real.
They're a myth because even though they will pick people up, it's not so much a myth, it's more a threat. Oh, if you don't do this, you're going to go to the bad boys' home. You know, that sort of situation, you know, getting told that as a bairn. Like, if you don't watch yourself, the Shadow Guild's going to come and get you. It's like, oh, yep, okay, no, I'm not going to do that. That's the way that it's taken. You've heard of people in your line of work who have been picked up from them, and you've never heard from them ever again. You've known castless who tried to do something that was in regards to a cast, and they've been picked up and never heard from ever again.
Shit. Okay.
These
So
guys,
kind of like the secret police a wee bit as well.
They are a secret police. They are spies and peacekeepers.
Okay.
DM, would I have heard anything of him?
Give me a history roll, please.
And I do the same.
Shadow Guild.
Yeah, I would say disadvantage for you, Abigail.
Okay.
14. You've heard of organisations that go about governments and kingdoms and things like that. The Shadow Guild sounds familiar from times that you've travelled with dwarves and whatnot, but nothing comes to mind. Like, you can't tell, oh yeah, I knew Fred, he was picked up from the Shadow Guild 20 years ago, sort of thing. But it's been one of those, like, where you've grown up, you've heard things from, like, sailors and whatnot that have said, yeah, like, dwarves speaking about it, like, in bars and whatnot, pissed, like, yeah, fuck the Shadow Guild, I wouldn't care about them, blah, blah, blah. But nothing like,
Such and such that cheated on her husband the other day, and now she's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Guild got her.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like a secret police, but also the Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah, essentially. Like, if something happens, it gets blamed on them as well.
Yeah.
These are like people that will show up at your door and make it, not tell you who they are, but be like, maybe if you leave like a bag of 20 gold on the doorstep, you'll be safe for a couple of months.
No, so like right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like a racket.
Yeah,
A gang almost.
they're like a
Darren,
gang.
I,
But...
I
Yep.
hate you.
Why?
I rolled a nat 20, and then because it was disadvantaged, I then rolled a 3. So it means 5.
S- You're not from like the dwarven things. You've not lived in the same lines as like dwarves are. You've spent your times in the forests and out in the wilderness. You've not really had very many interactions with people in the dwarven holds. There's the Shadow Guild to you sounds really sketchy, but it's not something that you will have known.
Okay.
So, Darren, now that Romala, I mean, like, with that check, I'm assuming that's, like, just clicked into place for Romala.
Yeah, that's now your sober mentality that you're talking about. Ambushing people, yeah, you know what, we're gonna fuck them up, you know, haha, yeah, fuck them for spying on me, like, from Dimwall Hold, like,
Yeah, well, so now I'm like, wait a minute, ambush, hang on. Neva.
Yeah?
Your employers, the people who employed you,
Yeah.
did they have a name? Was there an organization?
The king.
The Guild of Shadows?
Yeah.
I put you on terrible, terrible danger.
Shafrat just kind of, as he half
Yeah.
recognizes the name.
yeah, like, you're munching on a sausage, and as soon as you hear that, it's like, like, half of it's now lodged in your throat.
I feel like Neva's quite naive because she wasn't. I think she'd be really told about all. I think she would just been told, you know, these are the people that you turn to.
This
you
is-
get the information to.
You've
But
been
she's
brought
been
up in
trying to
this. Like you say,
Yeah,
you've basically been brainwashed by the mentality of, yeah, spying on people's all right, you know, that's fine. We're out to look for the bad guys. If we're
Yeah.
telling you to look for these people, they're the bad guys. Don't ever think about it, you know, just they're bad, you're good.
Yeah, so she's kind of a bit confused, like, on why these guys are so bad.
Okay. I think we need to finish up, and you can see his eyes twitching a wee bit, and headaches. Drank very much, and he's like, "We need to get out of here and go as far away as we can from the east."
Bam, bam,
I've
bam!
just realised-
You just hear it on the front door of the carriage, banging on the door, very, very abruptly as you're speaking that way.
Mind asshole. Kind of having a chat, and one of us is over here, so I looked at Emrys.
Romala runs into any of the rooms and immediately tries to make it look really dark and shadowy, and then he's going to hide in the corner and use minor illusion to make it look like a wee cabinet.
It's probably just 12 at the door.
I know.
And no chance-
Wake up, sleepyheads! Come on! Wake up! It's
Abby's
banging.
poke. Seeing which door Ramala's gone through, just like,
You don't know.
Ramala,
that
it's Twelks.
I don't respond.
I go to the door, and speak. Oh,
You just open the door and he starts wandering in. Oh,
Shag.
this is the first time I've been in here. It's a nice carriage. Better than ours.
You should have a look in the bedrooms, Twelks.
that was creepy.
without me, just have a little gander in.
Abigail,
I'm sure
I'm sorry, but I'm a taken man, okay? Just he sort of points to his hand and just see a giant wedding ring, like this, like strange silverish looking wedding ring on his finger. He's like, I'm taken. Don't you worry.
You're
Don't you
not
be
my
trying that.
gender of choice. Don't worry.
Do you think it was a bangle? But he's using it as a ring.
Yeah.
It's attuned and everything.
Th-
It's like a
This
plus
is
one
like a
to
choke.
AC.
This is like a choker on a natural person, you know. But this is his ring sort of thing. You know, it's you can see it's actually quite a beautiful ring. It's like silver, but there's like weird veins going through it, like different colors. Like looks like it's almost like pulsating a little bit. Like beautiful, massive ring. But this thing looks like it could, if he throws it on one of you guys, apart from Emrys, like one of you is going down. Like, sorry to interrupt breakfast. Smells lovely in here, by the way. Shafrat, are you okay? It looks like you're choking. He runs over
I
and
take a big gulp. Nope. Just takes a big gulp.
oh, okay. I was just aware to pat you on the back, but it's fine.
I imagine like one of those things where like in an anime where someone chokes and like it really swallows and like you can just see the bulge of his like his neck, his gullet as it goes down.
Like you just seen him sort of taking a massive anime run up as if he was way to come and batter you on the back, but then sort of stops like, okay. Sorry to interrupt, but Uthanar wants to have a word with you.
Can you tell Uthanar just 2-3 more minutes? We just need to finish one thing, if that's okay.
That's not a problem, everyone. You enjoy. I'll see you out there in a few. We're just trying to pack up and decide what's happening next, so I'll see you.
That's fine.
See you in a bit.
We'll be out shortly, I promise.
And he just waves and goes back out through the door.
And then Abby goes back into the bedroom, be like, Ramallah, it's empty now, except for us. I need you out here, please.
You see as a sort of 5'5" looking, sort of skinny, sort of chubby, very average looking 40-year-old white man just walk out and be like, all right, no problem. What do you want to talk about?
Neva, if you can come back to the table, I don't want voices overhearing.
Yeah.
I'm talking from the phone.
Look, I know we're needed out there, but you'll notice, and I know, Shafrat, Ramallah, I know you were trying to peek in on this yesterday. I saw you. You saw me talking to that ranger, Leo Farin.
Leovan, Steven,
sorry. My note. I was speed.
Blind dude.
I was speed typing notes. I got them the wrong way.
Nobody even said Leovan.
No, you didn't come here.
Isn't that blind arthritis dude?
It's in. I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry, guys.
You
Anyway.
you see a tear open in the middle of space, and you just see somebody pop his head, and he's got a blindfold over and dark hair. Did somebody say my name? Oh no, nobody want me. Okay, Giles, it was a false alarm.
Oh, right, no bother. I mean, a bit weird, but okay. Feel alright.
See this
Alright.
double-ended axe just fly through the tear and fly
We have more Giles and Leo Farin cameos.
Oh.
I think we need to after this point.
They are now canon. Texera
okay.
is now Texera is now in the universe of Idrisil. That's now become canon.
I mean, you did say all the worlds had merged at the beginning of the campaign, so.
Oh, here, Tony, that's a good idea for down the line. Eh? That's we're gonna have to steal that.
Crossover episode.
Yeah.
Right, back into character.
You might need this group with the other group.
Same.
So back in character.
Yeah.
Sorry, not whatever that was. Stevan, the ranger, he he knew me from before you guys, and he's made me aware of something. And I need you all to trust me.
I don't.
And I know you don't, Ramala, but just humor me for a few moments.
Ooh. Right.
I can't go by my real name anymore.
Oh,
There's-
can I pick the new one?
I mean, I've already picked. I'll be honest. I spent a good hour or so last
I
night.
I thought we could all come up with one, and then you could pick your favourite.
All right, let's hear what you've got. I mean, I've got something in mind, but make it quick.
Oh! You put me on the spot there. How about Shabigail? Cream tax.
Points for creativity, but I think they might see through that one.
Bearing in mind I look like an
About
average
Bob?
human man at the moment as well.
About Bob?
I mean, bit bland, isn't it?
What did you have in mind?
Astrid Morningstar.
La-di-da.
Wait a minute. Astrid. We've already got an Astrid.
Yeah, I know, but just humor me. I mean, okay, actually, no, good point.
Shabigail.
No, not Abigail.
We've got an Astrid and we've got a Bob, so literally the two names that have been suggested so far. There's people outside the carriage right now who have got those same names.
Also,
Fine,
there's
about
three
Bob
Shabigail.
How
Bob
about?
Good.
I mean, tempting, but what about Atreyu Morningstar?
Ah, that's cool.
There we go.
This is going to be really
I-
hard to remember.
I know, especially with the amount you drink, but just try
So-
to remember, please.
I don't even drink that much.
I have a more important question.
Go on.
Why are you changing your name?
Let-
Don't ask personal shit unless it's important.
Look, when the time is right, Shafra, I promise you, when the time is right, I will tell you. Right now,
Hey, come on, it's not like you're an ex-member of the Iron Fist or anything, is it?
Well, no, not quite, but there is. Let's just say there's quite a bit of money riding on my head.
Oh shit! Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
Oh, I
That's
actually think. Did we heard about that conversation, didn't we? We were round the fire when you had the conversation.
We
The-
were speaking in whispers the whole
Yeah,
time.
there were-
You two were trying to lean over, but because I saw in the chat, but you didn't actually hear the conversation.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you tried to listen in, but you were a bit too distracted and drinking heavily as well.
Emrys was probably being too loud as well.
Yeah, this
Emrys
was
was being-
Okay.
this was when you guys, the Goliaths, were sort of getting rowdy and drinking together and whatnot.
Speaking of, just very quickly before we go, does anyone want a double-bladed scimitar? Because too big for me, and I got it off Jared.
Can you throw it? I need something I can throw at him.
Does it have an owl on the pommel?
Does it have an owl on the pommel?
Looking over it, no, it doesn't. It just seems to be quite worn down, and like the blades themselves seem to be like polished to a shine. You know, like that seems to be kept in amazing quality, but the middle part seems to be like the leather's a bit worn, marks in it and things like that. So it's been well used in its time.
No thanks.
It's
Look shiny.
well torn, but shiny and sharp, and I sort of quickly nip in my room, pull it out, and show him.
So this thing, like when you pick it up and pull it out, like this, the size of this thing in comparison to you, like this is taking all your strength to sort of lift.
Yeah,
And this
passive
is like,
strength of 13, by the
Yeah.
way.
And I just kind of grab it with one hand and just kind of go. Probably throw it, but it's a bit
give me a strength check, please.
Shafrat or me?
Shafrat, sorry, yeah.
Six. Wow, the one time, the one thing I'm good at.
Yeah, you try pick.
You know,
Hey,
He's not raging. You wouldn't get advantage.
Yeah, he's not raging. He's just like passively trying to pick it up. Like you feel the heft of it, and you're like, oh yeah, like you are picking it up. This isn't like you're Abigail's lifting it up with one hand, and you're like struggling. Like you pick it up, but you feel the weight of it. You're like, oh, it's a bit. Yeah, this would take a little bit of
yeah, it's clunky.
heaving to be able to throw. Like you think you could throw it, but it would just be like, you know, when you see somebody with a shot put, and it's like they only get like they get like 10 feet away, sort of thing. That's sort of how heavy this feels. Like you'd be able to throw it in an arc, but it would be like, yeah. It's not like you're going to throw it and then do like an anime, like turn around and the thing's going to, like Blade with his little dagger things. Like you're not going to turn and just catch it behind you, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's double bladed, and yeah.
Nah, I'm good. You can have it.
All right, I'll keep it safe. Emrys, if you
No
want
one
to lead it as
wants
well.
I could take it and give it some care and possibly make it something worth selling later if needed.
Okay. Then I hand it over to Emrys. That is a Revenant double-bladed scimitar.
Oh shit.
So, when wielding this double-bladed weapon with two hands, the weapon has the finesse property for your attacks with it, and you gain +1 to your AC.
Well, that's just.
I didn't do Diddy any fucking help, so that's fine. As Emrys, as you pick this up, this feels like it's like it feels light in your hands, like it should be here. You start sort of giving it a twirl, and it just feels better. It's like you know what to do with it. It's like cutting through air easily. This thing's beautiful in the way that it's kept, but as you see as well, like that, it's a bit worn in the middle. Like the thought that goes through your head is, I need to find somebody to fix this up a little bit, make it my own.
I will take care of this.
I feel it's in good hands. Now, as much as we all love breakfast, I think we need to go out and speak to Uthana. He's been waiting a little bit.
Ramal and Neva are already waiting. We've done our bit, so we're just like, eh.
Fuck the rest of yous. Bye.
Just idle like Sonic the Hedgehog animations.
Yeah. So as you guys all get up and leave, the plates and everything seems to mysteriously clean up. You've got to see how to get that looked into, how the place is getting cleaned when you guys don't try. And you go outside and you see Uthanar, Astrid, Mayron, Twilks, all sitting round the fire, sort of eating their own breakfasts. Bob and Layson are at the carriages down there looking after it. There's somebody over by your goats feeding them. Seems like you guys haven't fed your goats in like 5 days.
I would say, like, with my animal handling and Mouse's affection for them, they've been fed.
What? They're not magical goats.
They're not magic goats that don't need water and food. How? I don't believe this fantasy world nowadays. Giant goats that are pulling this carriage. So you guys sort of go over to the fire, and Uthanar and Twilks sort of look over at each other, and Uthanar turns to you all. Thank you very much for everything you've done for me. I believe this is yours. And as he's sort of taking a bite of a bit of chicken or something, he just looks over at Astrid and sort of nods in your guys' direction. And she just goes behind her and picks something out of the bag, like off the ground and throws it over to Emrys and says, "Oh, that's the money that we promised you before. How much did I promise you guys at the start? Can you, either of you two, remember?"
5 grand.
Can you remember, Stuart?
No,
I love how he doesn't trust Sean.
I actually think it was like about
No, I
5
think-
grand.
I think the 5 grand was one of the other ones.
Oh, okay. I remember there being a 5 grand back.
Yeah, but I think it was 1,500. Yeah, I've not taken that as a note, you fucking idiot. Yeah, I'm going to say 1,500 because it's them. But I think it's 5 grand that you're going to get from Twilks and that as well. Oh yeah, it is. There you go. So Uthanar gives you your bag, and then Twilks just looks over as well and says, "And this is what you guys were promised from Sir Craven." And he pulls out a bag and throws you 5 grand. So 6.5 grand you guys have got in the space of 2 minutes.
We'll, sort that
Holy
out.
shit.
Yeah, we'll sort that out later.
No, we'll
Um,
sort it out. No, we'll sort it out now because we've had issues in the past where all the money gets kept together, and then it's like, oh, who's got what money, and everyone's got, and it's a nightmare. And then, of course, the moment I find any money, everyone's, well, has sticky fingers, when I've actually never stolen a fuck from anyone from this group.
Everybody turns and looks at you in this little rage, and it's like, okay. Anyway,
I pat him on the back. He's had a rough 24 hours.
I want my grand.
haven't we all? So, the problems we have at this moment in time. You, Mr. Twilks and I, please, it's just Twilks. I apologise. Head is still throbbing. The rage is still thumping in the back. The stress of it all. Anyway, the caravan cannot go on the way it is. Astrid and I have been talking the last couple of days, and last night's attack and everything that happened. It's become clear we need to regroup and try and get this back up and running the way that my father and my grandfather started it off to be.
I was
And we can't.
going to say, I'm really glad that that's the decision you made. For a moment there, I thought you were going to say that you were going to stop the caravan, disband it altogether, and I would have urged against that, as I can tell you personally, this place became a home for me.
He
And
just
it's
sort of,
crazy because it's always moving, but this is more of a home to me than where I grew up.
you see him sort of choke up a little bit as you say that. Sort of like catches something in his throat. It's like, I feel the same way, my friend. And it is the way, it's been my home since I was born. But I think I need to go back. I need to go back to the Ursa Day. And regale everybody with the tale of what happened. I need to take my father's ashes back. I need to tell my family everything. I need to get warriors again.
And there'll be
I need
plenty
to
of
get the
trade on the
trust.
way. I suppose.
As you can see, a lot of the traders have left in the middle of the night again. As
Well, they'll come
you
back.
look around and you see that it's a real fraction of the caravan that there was like a month previously, from when you guys were like first traveling with them.
Well,
it's
now
just
they
sort
know
of
it's
hits.
safe. They'll probably come back.
But is it safe? There's
I
not
mean,
just the
I think
Iron
we-
Fist out there. There is lots of other things that could happen.
But see, you got to remember, this was different. You had quite a large group of people after you specifically. When the caravan gets back on the road like normal, it's going to be business as normal. You'll be under no threat than you've ever in the
But
past.
look, they got to my father. My uncle was after him as well. The
Yes.
bastard got him killed, and that is something I can never forgive. I can never forgive him anyway because he's dead, but
And I respect that, to be honest. I do. Anyway, I'm glad you're not giving
no,
places
I'm not going to give up on this.
hope for people.
It's my father and my grandfather's work. They put everything into this, whether my uncle was able to see it or not.
They'd
The
be
problem
proud
we have is I promised this man here and his employers, his lord. That's right. A promise. Yes, I know, and it pains me to not be able to keep it. But we cannot go on. We have to return back to the Byzantine Empire. To regroup, we need to go back down south. You go north. At this moment in time, he's speaking to Twelks, and Twelks is just... I understand where it is you're coming from. I really do. But I need to get off to the east. I need to get that shipment done. And then I need to get back up north. And the only way I was able to do that safely, without guard, was with you guys. Our Lord managed to get it in writing with your father, as you've got right there. And he looks at it, he says, I know, and I want to help. So I'm giving the choice to you guys. You've helped him get this far, and you've helped me get this far. Would you guys like to come back with me to the Byzantine Empire, go south, through Arborea, through the mountains, and back down to my homeland? Or would you like to go on with Twilks and his people and go north? Well, east first,
Well-
then north.
I know what gets my vote.
I think as honor to you for what you have done with the caravan, we should fulfill your debt to Twilks.
Oh, I was going to say we should stay with the caravan.
As per our conversation a few moments ago, Ramala, I need to go north for a time.
If you're being
I-
hunted right now, and I'm being hunted right now, and Twelks is going the direction of the people that are hunting me,
Mine at south.
You scared us.
I mean, south is fine by me. Listen, you guys don't know what the Shadow Guild are capable of.
Shafra,
Hey.
Neva.
An hour, maybe. I don't know. I've not done this one in a while. Let me see. Usually, I
Yes.
disguise myself as sexy women to get drinks. Try not to talk too much when I do it. Though only 1 hour.
You see them sitting there and they're sort of staring at each other. Twilks is sitting there twiddling the ring on his finger, staring at you all, just sort of like itching. So,
Well,
listen,
listen.
it's up to you guys. You're your own free people, but I don't want to influence you lot in any way, shape or form.
Twelks, if you don't mind me asking, because this is very much going to influence our. I think that we need to go where we're needed most. What is it? I mean, obviously, the caravan needs reliable people to help it. what is it you're doing? Is it important? Is it important enough that we should come with you?
Important? Oh. He looks around. There's nobody around you guys. We've been sent on a small mission to deliver stuff that's in that carriage there, and he points to the one there that looks heavily armoured and locked up. That has got... He's just looking round and he's just... Have you all ever heard of Stellaract?
Have I?
You can roll a history check if you want.
On it.
I'll do it. Zeros of this.
15.
19.
Natural 1. I'm back, baby.
Well,
12.
You get
Neva, have you rolled
Got a 7.
a 7?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is... What did you get, sorry, Abigail?
15.
15. Shafra, you've heard the name before. You've heard the word before being spoken about. You don't know what it is, though. It's been in whispers. It's been in hushes. What's he done? Who's gone?
Ew.
Stew's gone.
He's back.
He's back, motherfucker. Now, you've all got to remember that really important piece of information I just told you 10 seconds ago.
Yeah, got
Because I
it.
can't tell you all over again.
Agreed.
It turns out I'm the big bad. Got it.
Yeah. Shafrat is the big bad, guys. You're going to have to kill him now.
That would be so disappointing.
What, as a storyline thing, or the fact that you have to kill me?
Not the second one.
Asshole.
You've heard of a mineral like that, or an ore like that, but you don't really know anything about it. It's just been in passing. The rest of you have never heard of this before. And Twilk's just twiddling with the ring on his finger. He takes the ring off and shows you all it. Sort of holds it up against the fire. The fire's not even on, you're in the middle of the day. Just holds it up into the sort of sunlight for you all to see. This is Stellaract. It's the most precious metal on this planet. It's only found in one area up north. And it's my lord who basically owns it. That caravan there, that carriage, has got a small amount. And we're on a mission to take it to Oldstone. To the College of Oldstone. For some of it to be used in their magic work.
A college.
Yes.
Like a magical college.
Yes.
I vote going with 12.
This metal is special. And he just sort of keeps staring at it and showing it off. Look at it. That's magic in the veins. That sounds stupid, I know, but it's infused with it. And he passes it about. First passes it to Abigail. You look at it and see like the silver in it. The silver thing, it feels light as a feather for how big it is. Like this takes up like most of your hand.
Yeah.
But it's light as a feather. And like the shine on it, the rippling energy passing through these veins on the steel, or what looks like steel. It actually looks silverish. It looks even better than like the one time you've seen like adamantine or mithril. Like, this looks better than this.
Darren,
Yeah?
I just remembered something, and this is a feature that I never thought I was ever going to get to use, so I'm definitely bringing it up. As a dwarf, I have stone cunning. So whenever I make a history check related to the origin of stonework, I'm considered proficient. Oh no, it just doubles proficiency. It was a natural 1, so it's not gonna fucking. Never mind.
Not gonna
Sorry.
make a difference.
Oh,
Mate,
like,
Darren, I remembered this really interesting thing. It's
That
hopeless.
doesn't work.
like honestly, I'm gonna get another chance to use it. I had to say it, and I didn't fucking read it till the end.
Thanks for that
Sorry.
piece of information, Sean.
So, oh, humiliating.
Abigail passes it to Emrys.
Before that, very quickly, DM, given what's happened with Abigail in the previous session and the fact that this is basically a magical item, does it affect me in any way?
No, it doesn't affect you.
Okay, cool. Just pass it on to Emrys then. Cool.
Passing it on to Emrys, he has a look over it as well. How do you feel when you see that little like that ring? It's just a ring to Emrys, is it?
It's just the ring. Yeah.
That he passes it off to Shafrat. Shafrat, you see it and you're sort of thinking to yourself, so this is Stellarite. This is... I've only heard it in passing. It's beautiful, but...
I kind of give a little inspection over, sort of like, I wonder how much of this I can get to make a blade out of it. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of thinking like, how would it be used? How good would it be as a sort of a sword or a blade of some sort?
Yeah. You pass it off to Neva. Neva, you're looking it over. What do you think when you see it?
Like, what would it be good for? The use.
As a ring.
No, but what other thing?
As in what? The metal for it?
Yeah, like,
This thing could be anything. He's just... Twilks is sort of sitting there like, we use it for everything. Construction, weapon making, armour. I think they tried making armour generations ago, but for some reason it didn't really quite take. Don't know why. It's strong as an ox. You could throw anything at that. You could throw your axes and anything. Nothing will ever touch that.
and this is the most expensive metal.
Well, let's put it this way. It's one of the most viable metals in the world. A small amount of that. How much do you think how much metal do you think that took to make that ring for me? And you're looking at it like this thing's like, if you look at your hand right now, like the circumference of it, like that's how you're holding it, like against this, like what this guy's hand is. It's like,
Can Ramala, as a shady bastard, can he weigh it with his hand as if it's drugs and kind of guess the weight of it? That's an ounce, mate. That's an ounce.
so Neva,
Oh, on you go.
as you pass off the ring
I
to
was
Ramala,
gonna say something here.
yeah?
Can Ramala was, and I was going to say this, can Ramala use his mage hand to pick it up, because Ramala does not trust touching weird materials? Or does Neva just pass it to me?
Eva
She-
just holds it out.
How do you want to take it?
Oh,
What she said.
I want to do the mage hand. I don't trust it. I will. You'll see me just summon up a mage hand. It looks kind of. It looks like a man's hand, kind of a blender man's hand, with no hair on it. Oddly enough, and it just tentatively picks up the ring between two fingers and down to.
You feel as
You feel your mage hand power, the energy coming from you, be absorbed into this ring, and in your head you just hear that scream. The ring drops to the floor, and in there, the sound emanating from your head clears. You hear the note, but it's not the same note you've heard for the last year or so. This thing's been cleaned up. It's sounding the clearest it's ever heard. It's beautiful in its reverberation. And you just hear in the back of your mind again,
you have found it.
I found it.
Yes. My vessel has found it.
What the?
and that's where we're going to end up tonight.
Oh!
Oh.
Mate, Donna was trying to kill me.
I thought I heard sounds of
In
like.
D&D real life. Here, were you surprised when Ramala was totally okay with it?
I was surprised Donna told you.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Just, I feel like Neva has a conscience. And like, seeing how everybody else is thing, and, you know, like, they're not acting like anybody should ever been around her. And, like, she, you know, met the no guy. How he respected them. Stuff like that. And so it made her a bit like,
Am I doing the right thing here?
yeah.
Yeah. But no, it was like, initially, I was like, Ramala would be angry initially anyway, but then I kind of thought about it the way Ramala would do it. And he grew up in the streets, doing dodgy shit for gang people. The fact that she turned herself over, like, huge symbol. So,
Yeah, that's...
that was cool. Can't believe that's what the letters from home were.
No.
It's,
So, 'cause I can send them to anyone. With a
Yeah.
little magic item.
yeah, you could send it anywhere.